Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
Jerry.
And Linda.
We're the Newcomers. We have a special show for you this evening.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. We're going to have a great show for you tonight.
That's the sort of thing we put on bloopers once in a while, but we won't have any bloopers tonight, right?
No bloopers.
It's a hot day here in the Villages.
Yeah, it got up to 90 degrees. It was a beautiful day. We had a lot of sun, and it's right here in the Villages.
Yeah, it's not so much the heat, it's the stupidity.
Is that right?
I mean, humidity. Hey, Mel, there's Mel out there. So many of our good friends tune in early, and then the crowd gets a little bigger as we go. So we appreciate it. But the big deal about tonight's show, we have the Undersheriff. What's an Undersheriff, you're saying? We'll find out here in just a little bit. It's Mr. Pat Breeden from the Sumter County Sheriff's Department, and he's going to answer all kinds of questions. You've been so good about sending in questions today, and we're going to read some of those. He's going to give you the answers. And instead of us giving you what we think is an answer, you're going to get the official answer.
That's right.
So that's a good deal. What'd you do today?
Well, I've been working on my binder. I guess I told you that last week that I've been working on my end-of-life binder. This is it. This is everything you ever wanted to know about me and Jerry right here. Can't have it. Anyway, it's going to go in a safe place, and it's for our son or our sons to help us out at the very end. So that's what I've been working on.
Yep. And other than that, we just went out to eat with two of our dear friends, Mark and Sue. They're from Wisconsin. They live here in the village of Osceola Hills. Mm-hmm. And we had a great meal. Where'd we go? Oh,
we went to Oakwood Smokehouse, one of our very favorite restaurants. We love it.
Full rack of ribs. Mm-hmm. Full rack.
I brought a half rack home.
$16. Can't beat it. Two sides.
Yeah.
She likes the lima beans and green stuff.
Black-eyed peas. Yeah, I like the kale.
Kale.
I like all that stuff. Yeah, he does not.
But Oakwood is really, really a good meal for the money. Mm-hmm. I hate to tell you that because we'll have to wait in line next time we go.
I know it.
But it is good, and we try to share the good places with you.
Yeah.
All right. We said we're going to have the Undersheriff today. Before we do that, I'm going to tell you that we're going to take calls. So if you have a question for him, you're going to call, and here's the number. Don't want you to call yet. I'll tell you when to call, but that's the number. Write it down. Reach over that pencil you got right next to you. Write that number down. You'll have it, and you can call us in a little bit, but not yet.
And by the way, that phone number works only during this hour. Don't call us at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock with that number. It's not going to work.
Well, you can, but we just turn it off, so we won't even know. But yeah, just during the show, and we're going to invite him in right now. He's here with Beth, and we'll see if we can get her on the show here a little bit later. I'm just kidding. She just had a heart attack.
She's shaking her head like having a heart attack.
We're going to move these chairs back a little. We're going to get all three of us in.
All right.
Okay, Pat, just scoot all the way in tight.
Where you want me at?
Right there. And I'll fix it.
How's everybody doing this evening?
Doesn't they look good? I mean, that uniform is sharp.
Yeah.
I can see why Beth's here with you. And
you always like a man.
She's trying to hide.
Okay, first thing. Pat's from the Sumter County Sheriff's Department, and you've been there how long?
34 years. This December will be actually 35 years.
35 years.
35th year.
And what are your duties there?
Oh, what ain't my duties there? I started there right now as the Undersheriff. It's the sheriff, then me. So basically, I fill the shoes of the sheriff when he's not available or he's not around. So anything administrative that you can think of falls under my umbrella.
So you're basically like the vice president.
Basically.
You're the second in command.
Second in command.
Where'd they come up with that name, Undersheriff?
I guess because the sheriff and I'm right under him. So a lot of places use different terminology like chief, undersheriff. We had an undersheriff prior to me, and Sheriff Farmer wanted to continue on. So now I'm the next undersheriff. And we also have a chief deputy. And the way it works is I do a lot of administration functions, and the chief deputy does a lot of operation functions.
Let's talk about your area of coverage. The Villages is in 3 counties. It's in Sumter and Marion and Lake County.
Sumter, Marion, and Lake.
And you are Sumter County, so you only deal with Sumter County.
Yes, sir.
And there are 3 squares. Now, 2 squares are in Sumter County, right?
No, well, there's actually going to be, you have the new one that's being built. Actually, you have 4 because you have Brownwood, Lake Sumter Landing, Sawgrass, and then you have the new one's been being built, Middleton, down there by Middleton by the high school.
Okay.
And then Spanish Springs is in Lake County.
But how many of those will be in Sumter?
They're all in, 4 will be in Sumter.
Okay.
So
How many of those will you actually cover?
we'll actually cover just Lake Sumter Landing. That was in the Sumter County Sheriff's Office jurisdiction far as actual county coverage. The remainder are in the jurisdiction of Wildwood Police Department.
Okay.
A lot of people don't realize that, but when it comes to the villages, we have only about 40% of the villages that fall within our jurisdiction. The remaining 60% is in Wildwood PD's jurisdiction.
Okay. So he can't get blamed or credit for things that happen in Lake or Marion County. You've got to talk to those guys. But we're in Sumter, so that's why we've called them. They have been super responsive to everything we've ever asked them. So we appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Very much. Super nice guy. Glad you came here tonight. We've got viewer questions, and we're going to take some call-ins in a little bit. Not yet. And here, let me read one of them to you, and maybe you can respond. Why are the police not patrolling the multimodal paths with some frequency? We see too many carts excessively speeding the speed limit, and as a result, unsafe situations when speed demons try to pass. That's from Jim Clifford.
Okay. Jim, and the reason for that is we do patrol the multimodal paths that attach to a roadway. What a lot of people don't realize is the paths are actually private property. The only thing we can enforce on a multimodal path that is not attached to a roadway is criminal violations such as a DUI or anything involving a crash with, say, a suspended license or something. As far as speed violations or anything like that, they are private property, and we have no enforcement regulations on there.
So is that something they would report to Community Watch?
That's Community Watch or anything like that. And I don't know what they can do to enforce
Right.
it. Now, we do patrol the multimodal paths that are within our area. We have 2 golf carts. Probably y'all have seen Sergeant Adam Dodge riding around checking things out. We do patrol them just to be seen out there. Like I say, we cannot write citations on them. Only criminal infractions such as a crash or a DUI or something occurs on one.
Now, you might see Adam Dodge up at Sumter Landing because he's in that really cool black and white police cart.
Yeah.
Now, what are his duties up there? He just patrols the square or all of that area?
Safety. A lot of people ask, why don't you have deputies on the squares? Well, we do on our square that we patrol actively. We have on foot every night of the week. You'll see Deputy Hennishaw up there a lot. He primarily works it. Sergeant Dodge will be on the golf cart a lot of times, but we patrol Lake Sumter Landing on foot and on golf carts. And it's just safety and respond to anything that may happen. Just any law enforcement function that comes up.
And that, is he a sergeant?
He's a sergeant.
Sergeant Dodge is just a super nice guy. He's a big one.
He's a big one. I don't let him stand next to me because he makes me look.
He's a big, tall fellow, but a really nice guy. In fact, all the people like Captain Seamer, Bob Seamer, super nice fellas. And we've had just the best interactions with him.
And Captain Seamer and Sergeant Dodge, if you go to the annex at Morris and 466, Captain Seamer's the village district commander. That's who you're going to speak with when you go into that office.
Okay. So, that's on the corner of Powell Road and 466A.
That's 466 and Morris.
Oh, Morris.
That's the annex. I'm at the corner of Powell and 466.
Okay, he's there. But that looks like, I got to say, it looks like Notre Dame. It's got that golden dome, right?
Yeah. And we're actually behind that building.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
So that's where we can find you.
That's where you can find me.
All right, very good. Jim Clifford had one more question.
Okay.
We've witnessed many violations down here, like carts on roads with speed limits over 35 miles per hour, motorcycles on the multimodal paths, and even a couple of small cars on the multimodal paths. Is there a way for a citizen to report those violations with video or pictures, and will the police take some action? Safety is important.
Yes, now understand there are some civil infractions that have to be occurring in our presence for us to take action, but they can report them to us, and we will take whatever action we can. The village is actually, if the multimodal path is on the private property and not attached to a roadway, they have set the standards of what can be on those paths. It's not up to us to determine. So that's something you would have to look at through the village's districts to see what they've allowed to be on the multimodal paths.
I think I did ask that question, and anything with a gas motor is not allowed except the golf cart.
Right. But we see electric bicycles, golf carts, stuff like that, the low speed vehicles on them.
Okay, that's another question. Let's ask, what is a low-speed vehicle?
Low-speed vehicle is, I can take, matter of fact, I brought all kind of fancy brochures. Can they see them if I hold them up?
Yeah,
I'll hold it up for you.
Okay.
And
Are these available at your office?
We have all kind of pamphlets available at any of our offices that will explain and detail everything what they are. And I'll take that one and I'll explain to you the exact definition of a low speed vehicle. But you're going to have to bear with me as I put my glasses on.
Yeah, I hear you.
So,
Mine are somewhere.
all right. As soon as I find it in here. But in a nutshell, a low speed vehicle is a vehicle that can do over 20 miles per hour, where your golf cart has to be 20 or below. The low speed vehicle can go in excess of 20 miles per hour. And that's it in a nutshell. But it can only operate on roads that are like 35 miles per hour or slower.
Okay.
So, and that's in a nutshell what it is.
So should never see those on 466A.
No, absolutely not. The low speed vehicles can cross an intersection where the speed limit is higher than 35. However, a golf cart cannot.
Okay.
So they are allowed to go straight across, but they can't drive on those roadways.
And a golf cart can be a low speed vehicle though.
If it's turned up past actually it's got certain requirements that it has to have. So it would have to have turn signals, different stuff like that. And most
special
golf carts
license
don't.
plate.
Special license plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it has to be registered. So it's actually a criminal violation to turn a golf cart up past the 20 miles per hour.
All right.
Okay.
I know a lot of people do.
You heard that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do, and it's
it's
It's a lot safer
It's
to go
illegal.
20 or lower.
Yeah.
But if you're late, we understand, but still.
Well, they're trying to keep us safe. We need to be 20 miles and lower.
Jerry and Alma Newman wrote this question. We'd like to know if there is a fair share of DUIs and or impaired drivers involving golf carts. We understand it's a retirement community, and sometimes you wonder what type of medications people are taking while driving and if they're mixing their medications with alcohol.
Yep, they absolutely are. And we have a robust traffic unit along with people that are on our traffic unit specialize in DUIs. And we also have what we call DREs. They're drug recognition experts, and they can determine whether you've either been drinking or you're under influence of a type of narcotic, whether it be prescription or illegal. To this year, currently, we've had approximately 60 DUI arrests on golf carts. So they're out there in probably 100 arrests or so in vehicles.
Wow.
So we do actively patrol and enforce DUIs because they kill people. And, we've had several golf cart crashes, involving DUIs and just involving crashes. So anything we can do to keep people safe, what we do. So we do actively patrol for DUIs on golf carts.
I thought of a question here, and I probably would be better later on, but I'll forget it if I don't tell you right now. Your entire adult life has been in law enforcement. How do you view the villages as far as crime? Is this a low crime, medium crime, or a high crime area?
It's a very low crime area. All of Sumter County is a low crime area. There's 67 counties in the state of Florida, and we typically rank between number 6 and number 8 for our safest counties. The crimes you have to watch for in the villages, and we preach this a lot, is crimes of opportunity and scams. Because let's face it, it's an aging community. So scammers like to target this area in hopes of getting people out of their hard-earned money. So in thefts of opportunity, if you go and you play around the golf that day and you're going to go have some lunch and have a drink, you leave your $600 driver on your golf cart and somebody walks by, hey, there's a golden opportunity right there to walk off with my driver, walk off with your driver. Thefts of opportunity are big. Don't leave anything laying around that they can tote off.
Okay.
Because they will. As far as violent crime, very low violent crime rate. And that's all of Sumter County.
Yeah, and the villages would even be less.
Villages even less.
Yeah.
Everybody up here just wants to have a good time and be retired.
That's right. That's right.
Now, we're not, I can't really interview him and look at these questions. I did happen to see that one where Peter made Linda's meatloaf candy.
I just
And
saw
it was
that.
very good.
Someone's eating my
So we're not
meatloaf.
going to be dealing with those much, but I'll try to look up and see them when I can. But right now we're taking advantage of having this fine fella in our home here.
Did you
And-
save me any?
I didn't make it. They made it.
Actually, she's going to be gone for 13 days.
Yeah.
So she's going to freeze me one, right?
Yeah, I will. I'll make
Right?
you one. But anybody out there want to take him out for dinner, I'll let you.
All right. Here's a question from Jerry in Washington State. Sounds like a good guy or girl.
Well,
I'll be bringing a variety of handguns and long guns with me when we move to the villages. What must I notify the government of these items when we make the move?
Nothing in the state of Florida. You're not required to register them here, and you can have all the guns you want to here. I've seen, and we talked about carrying concealed weapons. You can carry, they've just passed a law in the state of Florida where you do not have to have a permit to carry a concealed weapon in the state of Florida. We do not allow open carry. It's concealed carry when it comes to handguns. As long as you're not a convicted felon and stay within the laws and regulations of what fall under the concealed weapons permit, you can carry a weapon in the state of Florida.
Now that's been in effect for months now.
About a year now.
Have you seen any difference in crime since that happened?
To be honest with you, no, we have not. It's not really affected us at all as far as people carrying weapons that they shouldn't carry. I had somebody ask me last night, because one of the biggest things of controversy was people like, it used to be a big thing of, hey, we're going fishing and they're carrying their rifle over their shoulder. Well, that's perfectly legal to do. And a lot of people didn't think it was legal to do, but it is in the state of Florida.
Yeah. I remember in Indiana, even if you didn't have a permit to carry or anything, when you're hunting or fishing, you're able to carry a gun.
And you are in the state of Florida also.
Well, we had a video on last Mailbag Monday of an alligator coming out of the water, and it was very, very aggressive. So I think I'm going to start carrying a pistol if I go fishing. Linda wants me to anyway.
Yeah. Did y'all see that video of that alligator grabbing that fish?
Well, I'm not a game and fish officer, but
I'm not
please
fishing.
don't feed the gators around here, because that makes them used to human interaction.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we do not want to feed those alligators.
No, don't feed them.
All right, this next one is from Danny Blinn, and actually it's from his wife Paula. She says, if you're driving under the influence and you get stopped and have no driver's license, what's the consequence?
It's the same DUI as you would get with a driver's license. You still get a DUI. And if you ever get a license down the road, it affects you getting that driver's license. So there is penalties. It's kind of like a lien on your house. It sticks with you for a long time. Mm-hmm. So if you try to get a driver's license and you've still got the DUI pending, whatever the judge's orders were is what's going to apply to your future license.
Okay.
And it's also a violation for somebody to say get a DUI in Florida and then go to another state and try to apply for a license and then get a license up there, because we do see that a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. We have another one from Chris and Lance, and it says they watched a presentation last week with the Republican committee, and it was wonderful. They were amazed at the services and the offices that you guys provide here in the county. And they wanted us to thank you for being on the show and for your many years of service. And they also put that on our Facebook page. So a lot of people appreciate what you do, and we do 100%.
Yeah.
And I always try to tell people, we have a Sumter County Sheriff's Office app that people can download free of charge. And we also have a website they can go to. It tells, we have what we call a Sumter Safe program, and they can find it online with all the services that we offer. They can register for it. Nothing costs any money. It's all free of charge. So we ask that people utilize it. Please download our app. We try to tell people that all the time.
www.sumtercountysheriff.org. And that app, is that under like the Play Store?
If you have either Android or Google, just go to your Play Store and Sumter County Sheriff's Office. It'll come up with our star, and just download it.
Star right there.
And it's got all kind of resources on it that you can use. As far as we have everything from human trafficking information to scams to. We had one time I was speaking with a group, and it was a group of ladies, and we can do inmate searches on there, and somebody in the back says, "Oh, a dating app." So they were kidding, but nobody want to date. But it's got a lot of great resources.
VS comments here that no community can be great without a great police department, and we agree with that.
That's true.
And you're getting a lot of good comments there. Bosky wanted to know what that noise was. Did you all hear that noise?
I figured it out when I seen the shades going down.
That was our shades going down. We have motorized shades.
Yeah, we need some help on those.
All right, we'll take a call now at 352-571-9749 if you have a question for the Undersheriff. What have you found from when you guys bust some perps and they get a court date? Do the courts back you up pretty well here?
The courts do. We have a very good judicial system here. Our felony system is great. They back us up well. Mm-hmm. We do. We have our state attorney, Bill Gladson, actually has a high rate of prosecutions. And our judges, they back us really well.
And where is the courthouse where they would go to court?
Bushnell.
Oh, Bushnell.
Bushnell, which is the county seat. And that's required to have the courthouses there.
Hi, you're on the air with our special guest, Pat Breeden.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Jerry and Linda. This is Adam and Christy Stoudemeyer up in Maine. How we doing?
Good. Now let me tell Pat. Adam is a detective up there, and quite a good one.
Okay.
And he's got some really cool caps. He wears those flat caps.
Oh, the flat caps.
Yeah. All right, Adam and Christy, what's on your mind?
Well, I've got a question. Well, first off, Undersheriff, thank you for continuing to fight the good fight. Appreciate everything you do out there. I retired about 5 years ago after 29 years of law enforcement, and so I appreciate everything you do.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you. My question is, and a topic that comes up on Jerry Linda's show on occasion is the amount of renters in the villages.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find at all that the crime rate is affected at all by the number of renters versus full-time residents in the villages in your area?
To be honest with you, no, because the renters up here are typically, it's a 55 or older community. So the renters up in this area, they really cause no problem. And a lot of the renters that come down here are just wanting to enjoy it down here, enjoy our amenities, and possibly look at moving here. So we've not found where the renters at all affect our crime rate.
That's good.
Well, I like to hear that. That's great to hear.
Adam, let me ask him a question while you're on the line here. What about the adult children of the residents of the villages?
That's a little different story. When we do see some issues, it's usually with adult children or maybe even grandchildren that come in to visit sometimes. The adult children that, some of the adult children have issues and come to live with their parents. Mm-hmm. So we have had different varieties of calls where we've had to deal with adult children.
Gotcha.
We dealt with one time that he broke into some businesses up here and stuff, and we wound up arresting. Yeah. But it's adult children that come in to stay with their parents because they may be wayward or have some issues in life. So that more than renters. We've never really had any issue with renters coming in.
Excellent.
But the adult children's a different story.
Yeah.
So.
Anything else, Adam?
No, I think I'm good. I just wanted to cover that. I'd like to take credit for that question completely, but it was more Christy's idea than it was mine. So I want to throw some credit in her way. So
we're going to
thank you for having the Undersheriff on, and I really appreciate it.
We're going to be seeing you on a cruise before too long, right?
You are, my friend. Yeah, British Isles.
All right.
We all enjoy retirement. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Thank
all
you.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
care.
Adam. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There's the number if you have a question for the Undersheriff. He would love to take it. So any plans for this week? What's going on in your life?
I have a busy week this week. We have, and I like to tell everybody about an event we do. It is, we got a call coming in.
We'll take that.
We'll take that.
You are on the air live with the Undersheriff, Pat Breeden. Who do we have here?
Hi, how you doing? This is Robbie from New York. I'm going to be in the villages. Actually, I'm moving in at the end of the month. And I have a question regarding a golf cart. I've heard that there are some golf carts being stolen in the villages. Is there anything I could do to protect my golf cart when I get one down there? I'll be down in Moultrie Creek, single guy, but I've been watching you guys since day one, and you guys have been awesome for the information. It just, you provide so much, and it helped me. I'm by myself. I'm a single guy coming down retired, and your channel just helped me tremendously. And I thank you, the sheriff, for your service. I appreciate it. But anything I could do to protect my golf cart, because I know those things could be really expensive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, we look forward to you getting down here. Anything you do to protect yourself, far as a lot of people put GPS trackers in them. That helps us if someone steals your golf cart. We have a very low theft rate of golf carts. I mean, to say we don't have any stolen would be a lie, but it's a very low rate. And at night, make sure you lock it up. Don't leave the key in it. Make it as hard for somebody to take advantage of you as they can. So don't leave it sitting where somebody has easy access to it. If you park on a square or something, try to park as close to a lighted area as you can, or as many people around as you can. So anything you can do, even right down to if you want to put a wheel lock on it. So
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Before you go, I'll tell you there are a couple other types of locks that are a little easier to carry and less cumbersome than that wheel lock. And if you're like me, you'd forget you had that wheel lock on there until you backed up and you tore up your cart. But there are some that go over the brake pedal, and they will not allow you to take the car out of park, the cart. So that's pretty easy. And there's another one that goes under the gas pedal that won't allow you to depress the gas pedal. And that's the only way to get the car out of park. So there are some available, and you can do that. But he gave you the best advice. Yeah. Park in a well-lit area. And the best advice is buy a junker. Don't get a new cart, and you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that sounds good. And can I ask one other question? Do you guys have any type of neighborhood watch? Like, I'm in Moultrie Creek. It's pretty much built up over there. but I was wondering if they do have a neighborhood watch or anything like that.
The villages itself actually has community watch, which is actually hired people that patrol the communities within the villages. And Chief Nehemiah Wolf runs that division, and they have their own community watch program. Our version of a community watch is we tell you, because everybody is eyes and ears for us, see something, say something. So if you see anything that looks out of the ordinary, please contact the sheriff's office. And that's what we preach is see something, say something. But the villages has its own version of community watch, and we work very closely with them.
Wow. Great. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys down there. I'm moving in on the 17th, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed everything goes okay.
Well, welcome and look us up.
Have a great day, guys.
See you when you get here.
Bye.
All right. Keep those calls coming in. We'll stay with the undersheriff for a little while longer.
And before another call comes in, what I was talking about was you asked what we got going on this week.
Yeah.
Friday night is an event at the Sumter County Fairgrounds called National Night Out. It is an event for all local first responder services to come out and meet with the public. There'll be free hot dogs there. The sheriff's also going to be there. There's going to be free raffle prizes.
Hey, now, where is this?
This is the Sumter County Fairgrounds.
Did you say free food?
So north of Webster, Florida. So, yep, free hot
I
dogs.
heard that. I heard that. Free hot dog.
Come out and visit us and see what your Sumter County Sheriff's Office, along with your fire departments and first responders, have to offer to the county.
All right, I will. And I've got another newspaper clipping here, and I'll bet you know all about it. Dining with a deputy coming up. It says the Sumter County Sheriff's Office dining with a deputy is October 15th.
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right. So,
And I'll tell you a little bit about that. And that's something I come up with. And we look at that as a way, because, I go to a lot of speaking events where we offer our Safe Sumter program and we offer our app and stuff like that. People just simply don't know about it because we haven't reached enough community. So what we do with that, I'm going to take that. And
Sure. Hi, you're on the air with the undersheriff. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Ed Chisholm calling. I'm currently in Ohio, but I live in Newell. Turn TV down.
Hi, Ed. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
So I got a question for the undersheriff. Now, I feel like sometimes when I come down to Florida, I'm entering NASCAR belt. And people drive a little fast.
They do.
And, I'm pretty much by the speed limit. My wife always calls me grandpa, but seems like I'm sort of the only one. Now, I know there may be a variance here and there, and I'm just was wondering, what's the rule of thumb in general when you're driving in Florida, whether you're on the turnpike or you're in a community or whatnot, because I certainly don't want to be holding people up. But notice I get, folks that ride up on me pretty fast.
Right.
But I pretty much stick to the speed limit. And I know that's what we're supposed to do.
Well,
like I
as we
said,
all know, a lot of people don't do the speed limit. If you're on the turnpike, the interstate or something like that, kind of the rule of thumb is if you're going to drive slower than the flow of traffic, get into your far right lane.
Right.
Because faster traffic obviously is in your inside lane. So stay out of the way of the faster traffic and hang on. No, but we have a robust traffic unit. We work as much traffic as we can. But if you go to any sheriff's office in the state of Florida and ask what the number one complaint is, they're going to tell you it's traffic and speed. We have thousands of miles of roadways in Sumter County and only so many deputies to be able to cover speed enforcement. So that's one of the issues that every county has is speed, because people get in a hurry in their daily lives and they're trying to get where they're going. So, but we do actively work it. Some measures we've taken is we have speed radar trailers that we put out as deterrents. And one new thing we've just, that should be coming online any day now, that's going to help direct us as where we want to do our active enforcement is we bought a program. And the way this program works is we can pull up any road within our county and it's going to tell us what the average speed cars are doing on that roadway and when the worst times of day are for speed, so we can know where to do our target patrol at. And it's going to sound funny, but the way that data is gathered, because people ask me, well, how do you gather that data for it to be on this thing? Well, how many of you use Waze and GPS maps and stuff like that?
Right.
All that information is gathered from that and put into this system so we can see what the speeds are.
Wow.
So we will have that coming online probably within this week or next week, but it's very soon. So that will help us with active enforcement.
When you drive by those machines that say your blinks and says you're going 48, in a 40, Does it record that data?
It does record all that data, and that's another thing we can use. We used to get a lot of speed complaints at Morris, on North Morris, north of 466. We deployed those trailers, and we could tell what peak times of day to put our traffic enforcement out there as to when the speed violations were occurring, and it gives us all kinds of data. We also, what is license plate readers, that we try to strategically place those to when people come in. If your car's stolen or anything like that, it flags our deputies to say, hey, there's a stolen car coming in, or this person's a missing person, stuff like that. So we use technology to our advantage, and we're big on technology, and that's one thing I want to see grow is technology.
That's good.
Ed, anything else?
That answered my question. I appreciate that. Again, I'm not, not ratting anybody out enough. I just noticed that, in the South, people drive a little faster than what we're used to, and we just want to make sure that we're safe. And people, if we got to click it up a couple miles an hour here and there, even in the slow lane, sometimes people are up on you.
Well, they say the best defense is a good offense, and that's what I try to tell everybody. So you got to watch the other drivers out there and take care of yourself. So try to stay out of harm's way the best you can, and we do everything we can to protect you.
That turnpike is crazy.
I also wanted to say before I hang up, I appreciate the work that you and the police force do across this country, and can't say enough good things about you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. We appreciate you. I recognize you, and I know you're one of our loyal viewers, so thank you for calling in.
All right, take care.
All righty.
Bye.
There it is right there. You want to continue your thought, or can you even remember it?
The Friday night out, I think that's what we were on. Come out. It's going to be a great event. It's going to be at Sumter County Fairgrounds. It's free of charge. Meet local law enforcement, meet local first responders, from everything from paramedics to firefighters.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of stuff for the kids out there. So if you've got kids, grandkids, bring them out. Have a free hot dog on us. A lot of raffle prizes. There's a ton of raffle prizes.
Nice.
We have a large community outreach program that does a lot for the children of Sumter County. So
okay. Yeah. Linda, do you have anything before we?
No, I just that night out. I remember doing that at when we were teachers at the grade schools. The fire department would bring the trucks, and it was the best time. Kids enjoyed that and learned a lot.
But there's going to be a helicopter coming in, so kids can see the helicopter landing.
Yeah, it's going to be
do a lot of neat stuff. So.
Back when we were teaching, they had a fellow from the police force, the sheriff's department, called Officer Friendly. Do you all have somebody like that?
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
We have Deputy Friendly, and what they do is they go read books to the students in the morning at the elementary school.
All right, we'll come back to that. Hi, you're on the air with the Undersheriff and Linda.
Hi, this is Margaret from Bonnybrook.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi, thank you for all you guys do.
Thank you.
I work down in Sumter Square, and I'm noticing more people they literally will walk off of the sidewalk and walk down the street. Now, this usually happens after 4:00 in the afternoon, but did I miss a memo on that being allowed, or is this something, it just seems really dangerous. We almost hit a lady because she was walking across the street on her cell phone, stopped right in front of us, and just talked.
What road are we talking about, Margaret?
Which road are we talking about? What are we talking about?
This was right in front of Red Sauce.
just the square, the street.
Just inside the square there?
All around the square. It's like I from my work, I watch them step off the sidewalk and walk down the street. And it's like, it's so dangerous.
We urge everybody to be as safe as they can in the squares and on any right of ways. As you know, pedestrians, and I'm going to plug our little pedestrian flyer here while we're here, if you want to. Available at any of our annexes. Tells you all about the pedestrian law as far as what they can and can't do.
Yes.
As far as walking, and they have a lot of same rights as vehicles do on the roadway, just as bicyclists do. We recommend though that they cross at the crosswalks. That's what they are there for. And if our guys see them being unsafe out there, we'll definitely address the issue for you, because I can understand where the problems come from, what you're seeing.
Okay. I just thought maybe I missed a memo that this is the new thing.
Well, Margaret, during the craft nights and the farmers markets, people walk down those streets and maybe they're just confused.
Yeah, absolutely. But I almost backed into somebody because they walked off the sidewalk and I saw them, but then they started walking down the street and behind all these cars. And I'm like, Oh, okay.
And
I
there is
thought you were
large
on the-
crowds up there, and we urge everybody to be as safe as they can and watch what they're doing. And that's where, like I say, sometimes your offense is your best defense, because you never know what somebody else is going to do, just like you're talking about, walk out the street or simply walk out behind you. So you have to basically keep your head on the swivel and look out for everybody else. As bad as
Well,
I hate
I
to say that,
appreciate-
that's reality.
Well, thank you so much and take care, guys. Be safe.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you.
Margaret.
Thank
So,
Thanks. Bye-bye.
okay, which one was it on?
I have no idea.
So,
It gets
I'm
confusing.
looking at her.
It gets confusing.
Now, Barbara Sanchez, her husband Rick, is a conservation officer,
okay.
just like we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
A lot of people said they didn't get the notification for the show, but they can watch it on replay. All right. Hi, you're on the air with the Undersheriff. Who's speaking?
Hello, this is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, guys.
Mike.
Hello, Sheriff. I promoted you there. Just wanted to ask you a couple rapid fire questions, if I could.
All right. I'll
Some
even
rapid fire
try to
questions.
answer them.
Okay. Just trying to understand, does Florida law, do they issue bonds to arrestees? Like I'm from Illinois, they've stopped the bonds for arrestees. Does Florida do that? Do they issue a bond?
We do. When you're arrested in the state of Florida, you have the right to bond. The bond is set by the courts. We have nothing to do with what that bond amount is. If you're arrested in the state of Florida, if there's a bond schedule, say if you're arrested for battery, there's a set amount for that. If you don't bond out within the first 24 hours, you got the right to see a judge at first appearance who will set that bond or determine what your bond's going to remain at. But the bonds, obviously there's some things such as homicide or whatever that does not have a bond, but you are issued a bond unless it's for domestic violence, and you have to stay in a certain amount of time, or DUI is 8 hours. You have to stay in before you're allowed to bond out.
Okay, well, that's great.
So
Also, I've noticed that you're very well qualified. I was looking at your picture on your website. Do you have a favorite division that you liked while working at the sheriff's office over the years?
I really enjoyed SWAT. I was on a SWAT team for a number of years, and I made my way up to the SWAT team commander. But if I had to pick the most favorite one I did, undercover narcotics was fun, but probably K9 was the funnest. I did K9 for 6 years, and I had a full service German Shepherd. And I tell you, the bonds you make with a animal like that is amazing. So that was probably one of the funnest things I did. And that dog was with me 24 hours a day. That was probably the funnest thing I did.
Wow, wonderful.
So
next question. Do you like the green uniform? Because we always think of the men in blue.
I do. We like the green uniforms, and that's pretty much every Florida Sheriff's Association. That's their color. Every sheriff you see in Florida is pretty much going to be wearing green. There may be a few that don't. You'll see some in white that they'll wear during as a summer uniform, like a motorcycle unit. But typically green is the color of the Florida sheriffs.
Okay. And
a lot of people they always say the boys in blue or whatever, because I guess that's just they refer to the police departments, but actually,
yes.
We like the green.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Okay. Do you have a favorite restaurant you liked in the Villages?
I do not. I like them all. There's a lot of great places to eat. Matter of fact, there's so many restaurants here you can't get to them all. They did a great job of plugging Oakwood a while ago, and I go there quite a bit because they have a baby back rib night, and it's phenomenal.
There we go.
And it's actually a retired police officer that owns Oakwood. A lot of people don't know that.
No,
But, so
wow.
we try to give some love back to our people that served.
that's great.
Oh, wow.
So
I got one final question for you.
yes, sir.
When will we see you as sheriff?
Well, that's up to the people that vote. So hopefully after November, after the election, which, I can't really get into all that because I'm working, but follow the website.
Okay.
So
Because I know a lot of people when they're so many years into their career, they're worried about do I stay, do I go, and do I want to be part of the problem and leave and have fun, or do you want just to change the scenery and go to Arizona and
well,
get the heck out of Florida?
I can tell you I'm still a young man. At least in my book, I'm a young man. I still feel like I'm a young man most days.
Yeah.
I love the job I'm doing, and I love the community I live in. I've grown with this community, and I've watched it since day one, because when I started sheriff's office, there was 2 deputies would be working the road. Where we're sitting at now up here in the villages used to be nothing but cow pastures, and I've seen that change over the years. But my love for Sumter County has never changed, and I've raised my family here. I'm still raising family here, and I want to make it the safest community that I possibly can.
And he's very dedicated. I mean, here it is 8 o'clock at night, midweek, and he's still here. I'm sure you've had a long day.
Yeah,
Yes, sir, but it's all good.
Yeah, thank you.
I love what I do.
That's great.
All right. Anything else?
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. Thank you for answering all those questions, and you are definitely a blessing to the villages.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we appreciate your call.
Thank you.
All right, Linda, do you have anything?
I don't. No, it's been great. I'm filled with all the information I need.
Come see us at National Night Out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll take this opportunity to thank the Undersheriff, Pat
Yeah.
Breeden,
Mhm.
and thank Beth for coming along with him. And Mark and Sue are out here in the audience. They're
Yeah.
watching. And we've had a good talk, and we had some great answers, some good questions.
Yeah.
And everybody, I hope you'll tune in. I think we're going to throw a show out to you on Saturday morning. Does that sound good? And I've got a hint for you. I believe it's going to be a really good one. So sorry we didn't get to more of you and chat today, but we had such a great guest that we didn't have the time. But we want to thank you all for being here.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share with all your friends, neighbors, relatives. Until next time.
See you when you get
get
here.
here.
Now I have to really nonchalantly go there and end this.
Ta-da!